Well, I went ahead and bought this motorcycle lift from Harbor Freight, got it out of the box, tested it out, made sure I knew how to use it and get the bike in the air. We're going to go ahead and replace the front fender. My current fender had a little ding and paint chip from previous owner. Had to take off the fairing to go ahead and locate the fender tip wire. There it is. I marked it in blue just so I knew that I could find it again when I put it back together. Fished it out, and then we'll go ahead and cut all these zip ties and put it back together when it's all done. I was taking pictures here, make sure I have the wheel all lined up, make sure the spacers were facing the right way, the ABS. And yeah, just getting starting here. This says out, that's the bottom clamp. So it shows you how to put it back together. That's good. I was just getting photos of the brake calipers and things just to make sure. Of course, these require a 12-point socket, 10 millimeter. So I went out and bought that. Got that done. So getting that ready. And so this is my first time taking off the wheel and use old helmet bags to cover up the calipers. The bolts here have little bent spacers that you have to unbend that corner. So did that, I think, 4 times on each side. So give a little demonstration here with the screwdriver. Just hitting it with the hammer, making sure that it gets flat so we could go ahead and put our socket on there and take those off, and then the fender is going to come right off. Already disconnect the wire for the light. So yeah, just flattening these corners out, getting that done. And there it is. It's off, and picture's worth 1,000 words, the most I've ever done on that. Went ahead and waxed the new fender. And now here's the, let's see, is this, yeah, this is the old one. So you got to take all the stuff off it, put it on the new one. So little bolts come off, and the front comes off. This is interesting. I wanted to get a video of that. It's these are put on here really well. You loosen the bolts and it slides right out. And on the other side, it covers up the wire going to the fender tip light. And so I had to cut the wire because I'm not really familiar with getting the clip off at the end. So end up splicing it back together. Got a little pictures of that in video. So there's the freshly waxed new fender, ready to go, ready to put everything on it. So I thought I had to fish the wire through. Well, I did have to fish the wire through. I thought I was going to use this weed eater line, but turns out the wire was stiff enough to pass through underneath the kind of the bracket area. I did end up having to fish it out with a little paper clip, just the last half inch or so it was coming through. So got that out of there, fished it through. This was a little difficult. I probably should have done it without the wire in it, the little rubber grommet there. I did get it, but it was a pain. So got that in there. And this is the first time I've used, the shrink wrap stuff with the heat gun, and didn't really have the right size on there, but I tested it out, made sure the light worked before I went ahead and sealed it all up. But first I realized I didn't I didn't fish the wire through the hole, so I had to redo it. Here it is. It's supposed to go through the hole in the fender. I had to unsolder the stuff. Learning curve there. I went ahead and put bigger shrink stuff on there, and got that on there, got it all maneuvered. So we'll melt that with the heat gun that I bought from Harbor Freight. So just apply that heat think I had it mainly on low, a little bit of high. And it just shrinks on there. Make sure that all the wires are nice and there it is, all secured in there. Now we're going to continue putting things back together. There's clips holding the Ultra Classic label in there. This, I didn't tighten this down all the way until I got it on, because if I tightened it down all the way here, it wouldn't line up the bolts to attach to the motorcycle. So I waited till the fender was attached, then I went ahead and tightened that bolt down there. So I used a little assistance there with those boards and the final product, and got it all done. Really happy with it, my first time. Thank you very much.